This is my review of Carl Weber's The Family Business Season 4, Episode number 6, titled Homecoming. And guess who came home? It's Paris. Paris finally returned, and everybody's been asking where she was, and here she is. And it's appropriately titled, She Came Home at the Right Time. And I really enjoyed this episode. The only thing is that the beginning of the episode, they aired Sasha's funeral. And I just lost a sister cousin she's a cousin, but she was like a sister to me, right? And we just lost her a couple months ago, and it brought up so many feelings. You know, I was already keep her on my mind, but then this just, oh my gosh, I wasn't expecting it. And I just took the whole morning and I couldn't even get through the entire review. So I'm able to get back on here to finish the review. So let's get started. And I do want to start off by saying that when I'm watching The Family Business, it's like watching a movie, right? It has a very cinematic, movie-esque type feel. You know, one of those movies that you just don't want to end. That's the feeling that I get. I mean, each and every scene, it's just the lighting, it's perfect. The scenery is perfect. The camera angles, the sound, like it really pulls you in. The characters are on point. I love this show. I love everything about it. The storytelling, it's A1. So congratulations to Carl Weber on this hit series, and I'm loving it. So as I said, the episode opens with Sasha's funeral. And one of the first things that we see is Curtis and Nene and his sister getting out of the car, and she's telling them that she knows that Kenny has something to do with getting rid of Sasha. But Curtis doesn't think so. But the sister is with Nene. She's like, listen, Curtis, you don't know Kenny anymore. Like, Kenny tried to actually kill me. And then Nene said, you know, a mother knows. I just have this feeling that he's acting like his dad, you know, too much like Larry, you know, going on these killing sprees. And I think she's right, because he's already taken out a couple of people that were on the table with LC. So I don't think that her speculations are far from the truth. So then we move inside, and Donna is having an issue with where she's going to be sitting. She told Chippy to move down a seat so that she could sit next to LC, because the mother of the deceased is supposed to have this second seat, right? And then she told Chippy to move down again so that Junior could sit next to her. What in the world is she talking about? Now, when we buried my sister cousin, like, we didn't have no assigned seats. I didn't know that there were assigned seats and that people were supposed to sit in these special areas. I thought that, you know, the family sits on one side and friends of the family sat on the other side. And that was it. I didn't know that, you know, there was a special order of seating that we needed to adhere to. But she made Chippy move down. And that really wasn't the thing that behooved me. What really got under my skin is that every time Donna tells Chippy to do something in regards to this whole situation with Sasha, LC pacifies Donna. He pacifies the situation. Oh, Chippy, it's okay. It's okay. Just go ahead and move down. You know, just like when Donna said, well, we're going to have to tell Sasha what's going on, then LC co-signed it. You know, he co-signs everything that Donna wants to do in regards to talking about this Sasha thing. So the big secret is still a secret, right? We still don't know what they were going to say, because right in the middle of them having that, or about to have the conversation, you know, Sasha was killed. So I don't know what this is. It could be anything. And of course, the biggest thing that I'm thinking is that LC is her father. But, you know, who knows? But whatever it is, we know that Larry had already warned her and said, look, if you don't do what I say, I'm going to reveal the secret. So I guess Donna and LC wants to get in front of that secret and reveal it on their own without Larry having to say anything. So what do you guys think it is? I'm very curious to find out. So, of course, we have some members of the table that were also there. We have Senior Cruz, Red, and Sebastian. So scary Sebastian. Senior Cruz said that he's scared, paranoid, and he's tripping. And of course, Sebastian is scared because members of the table are dropping like flies. And, Senior Cruz said, look, man, we're well protected. LC's not going to let anything happen to us because, he's got men on every corner of this funeral. Nothing's going to happen. But Sebastian's right. He said, everybody else was well protected too, but, they're gone. He was like, look, give the family my thoughts, my prayers, and all that ish. I got to go. So he left the funeral. Oh my gosh. Sebastian is tough only when he wants to be. I really wish I was around when they were casting for this, because casting is like that baby being born, right? Right before you show your baby off to the world, you got to get the baby ready. So yeah, it's like that. Because you have these characters coming in there not knowing how they're going to pan out throughout the episodes and how they're going to get along with the cast. But listen, and they're so different now, right? Because they've, got some skin in the game. They've been around each other and they just know each other well, work-wise. And, this cast really gels well together. And the casting is like, you're really changing people's lives and you don't really know how they're going to impact the show. So that's, casting is a very pivotal part of any production. And I love casting. So I'm going to have to get on somebody's casting team because I love it. I'll do it for free. Just call me, hit me up, send me an email, a DM, something, anything. I'm with you. I'm in the city of Atlanta, Georgia, right where we're making it happen. So I'm glad to help out. You know what I mean? I volunteer on other sets too. So if you need some help and if you're listening, holla at me. Okay? All right. Let's continue. So next we have this black car pulling up through these well-protected gates that they were just talking about. That's how well-protected they are. She's able to just get right through. So anyway, she pulls in and, the guards, they have their guns pulled and all that stuff. But these purple metallic pumps are revealed and they come from the car. And it's Paris. So, of course, you have some people that actually expected her and they knew she would show up. And then you have others who are surprised to see her. And, of course, it's a good surprise because we've all wondered where the heck she was. And now she's back. And, like I said before, she actually returned at the right moment. This is the perfect timing for her to come back. And now we can all stop wondering if she's coming back to the show or not. She's here. And then they showed us Brother Elijah not being okay with, of course, sitting it in front of his wife's casket because they were going to get married for sure. I really believe that she would have said yes. And he's just in disbelief, but trying to accept the will of Allah. And, Brother Minister's there to try to help him get through it. Then we see that Vincent is doing okay in the hospital. They're packing him up, getting him ready to be shipped to UCLA. And then we're finding out that Paris is going to be in town long enough just to find out who killed Tasha. And then she's probably going to, leave back out again. But she's there long enough to do that. So we're going to appreciate her presence while she's here. And Orlando is letting us know that her death was personal because whoever did it stabbed her over 40 times. 40 times. Who did this? Like, who had the motive to kill her and stab her 40 times? And Orlando told her that Donna could have done it, or maybe hired someone to do it. But no one else would know her personally like that, right? Why would Donna want to harm her in that way and then kill her and stab her? And that's, like he said, it's personal, right? But then of course Junior didn't appreciate that. Junior likes Donna. That's his favorite auntie. So he don't say anything bad about Aunt Donna in front of him. So he left. And then here comes Nefertiti. Okay, Nefertiti wants Curtis to know loud and clear that she's there to help him grieve. Okay, she's there to help him grieve. She get through the rough spot of losing his cousin. So she's there for comfort in every way possible. And Paris is letting Nevada and Curtis know that she's going to need some help with trying to find out who killed Sasha. So she's got a team now. She's got, of course, Nevada is going to be on all the phone records and all this stuff. And she's got Curtis working the streets. And Dr. Kennel, Lord Hammers. Dr. Kendall and Brandy, they're geeking out over the fact that they have Larry Duncan as their new lab rat. It's the best thing ever that has taken place in the history of their scientific careers. So Larry Duncan is known as Patient Zero. It's like the most dangerous, the most intimidating, the most notorious psycho patient ever in history. And they've got him right there in the clinic. And he's all excited, telling Brandy that she can write several papers on him. And he's excited because he's going to try some electroshock therapy on him. He's excited over the fact that he's killed 2 orderlies. He's never been treated before. There's no medications that's been given to him. And then Brandy thinks it's intriguing. Boy, once they find out that it's their director who's Patient Zero, I cannot wait to see the look on their faces. That's going to be a classic. Y'all, their storylines are so funny to me. And I say that only because Larry seems to be able to turn the crazy on and off, right? Because he knows when somebody's coming to see him. He knows when to put them clothes on. He knows when to put the uniform on. He knows when to suit and tie that thing. He is ready for whatever, right? He turns it on and off. So that's what's funny to me. And then the way he talks to people, it's just, it's crazy. It's hilarious. And it's very real because patients really go through things like this in their head, right? So we get to see them act it out. And this is genius. So, of course, Paris goes over and she wants to talk to Brother Minister about Sasha. And she wants to know, what was going on that night, when the last time he saw her and all of the things. But, Nefertiti, we're finding out that she's the reason that Curtis can't stand O and vice versa. I was wondering, what the storyline behind that was. But so it's Nefertiti, Brother Minister's daughter. They were both dating her. And looks like she's leaning more towards liking Curtis. And that's why O was so mad. And that's why he stays mad at Curtis, because I think she was dating Curtis first. And then she slept with Orlando or something like that. I don't know. Y'all, I'm sure you're going to tell me in the comments. So if you know anything about that affair, drop us a comment below and let us know. So anyway, so she came in and she really feels for Elijah. And I really think that she believes him, right? Because she's really drawn into the tears and, he didn't cry not one time. Did y'all notice that? Like there were no tears coming out, but the facial expression, like he's such a great actor. Like I was really drawn in until they gave it a close up. I'm like, there are no tears, right? So he's a really good actor. And anyway, she was asking him, all about the night that Sasha was killed, and she was drawn in. But then she was like, hold on, let me ask this trigger what really went on, because I can't get drawn in emotionally. I need to know what happened to my cousin. So he was basically telling her that he was so focused on his proposal and getting his proposal right and the ring and, where they were and just caught up in the moment of about to become her husband, right? So he was really fascinated by that. So he really wasn't paying attention to all the details that she was asking about. And we all know, we saw that Sasha was changing, right? She was really changing for Elijah or to be with him. And I think it was happening naturally. I don't know, maybe he was doing some Allah stuff and saying some prayers because she was in the park getting hot dogs, right, to come and see him right before they were supposed to meet. So she was changing. And sometimes when these characters change like this and they're making a change for the better, this happens. So the classic drama. So then we move on to Club Rio with Keisha and Mario. Isn't Mario the type of friend that you just love to have around? He just loves to keep her in trouble. Like, she's at work and he just keep popping up. Rio done barred him from the club and everything, and he just won't take no for an answer. So he came back up in the club and pretty much paid Rio off. He was like, look, I know I've been cutting up, you know what I'm saying, but I come in peace. Let me give you a little bread, show you how sorry I am, but let me stay in the club for a little while. So turns out he hit the lotto and he played Rio's tag number. And it hit. So he came to share the wealth. And now he's looking at Rio as his good luck charm. And he wants more of that dough. So I'm sure he's going to be on his best behavior until he can get some more numbers from him, whether it be his birth date, his social security number, his address, whatever it is. Rio is the winning ticket. So LC went to visit Larry. And he broke the news to him that Sasha had been killed. And Larry thinks that LC did it. Larry thinks that LC just killing everybody, right? Like, he's killing everybody. And he thinks LC's killing everybody and taking their money. So, again, he's turning the crazy on and off because now he got on his hospital garb crying. Like, okay, Larry. But LC is really pouring his heart out to him. He's telling him that, Lou is gone, Sasha's gone. And he's going to try to make amends with him to get him back home, at least for a weekend, just to kind of see how things are going to go. Because Nene has told him that Larry is doing better. So I guess LC wants to see for himself that Larry's doing better. And he's trying to bring him home for the weekend. And Larry was excited about coming home until he found out that it's only going to be for the weekend. So that's going to be a very interesting visit. Again, homecoming. So everybody's going home, coming back from somewhere. So this episode is appropriately titled for many different reasons. So since Paris has heard Donna's name a couple of times about her benefiting from Sasha's murder, she went to go and pay her a little visit and was talking about how Donna really felt about Sasha. Now, I knew that, they didn't get along really, but why? Like, what's the real story between those two? I do remember that Lou left Donna out of the will and gave everything to their daughter. So maybe this has something to do with it. I have to go back to season 2, I think it was, where they revealed all this stuff. So Dr. Kennel is now playing like he's the director, right? And LC came there to ask his permission to get Larry to come home for the weekend. And he promised him that he'd pay him personally $500,000 to make that happen, and another cool meal that's gonna go to Fresh Meadows. But LC ain't no dummy. LC is like me. Like, I will be snooping around that place from top to bottom because he knows that something is off. It's very off. So he decided to throw in this random question about the cigars, the Cuban cigars that are on the desk. And Dr. Kennel told him that he picked them up at a local smoke shop. Like, really? Wrong answer, Dr. Kennel. That's the wrong answer. And I'm so glad that we're no longer ignoring the fact that there's nobody running the asylum except Larry. Like, where did everybody go? Someone has to be able to pick up on that. I'm so glad that they're throwing this in there because they've had the director's wife come up in there. Well, the ex-director's wife. They had police officers come up in there, and ain't nobody saying nothing. Even if you have the police on payroll, somebody has to say something at some point because this can't continue. So when LC got the cigars confirmed from one of the twins, he knew that he was onto something because he knows that something's not right. So mind you, in the meantime, Larry is spazzing out again in the office because Sasha is dead and he wants to find out who killed her. And this is all he needs to know because he just wants a reason to kill somebody. And I'm glad he's taking his focus off of LC because I don't know, he's a wild one and you never know where wild cards are going to strike. So once LC got the Cuban cigars pretty much confirmed from one of the twins that you can't buy them locally and that he was lying, I guess he was trying to call someone on the way home, to let them know, hey, something's up here at Fresh Meadows that we need to take care of. And on their way home, they got pulled over by the police. And mind you, again, they cannot get a signal. And the police, he's effing with them. You've been drinking, you've been smoking, the typical, you guys are in a nice car. I'm pulling you over just because. So anyway, after they got over the racial profiling, he's trying to trump up charges. But then he shot them both. He shot both of the twins. And then he drew the gun on LC. End scene. I cannot wait until next week. Oh my gosh. Or the next episode. We're already into the next week. So yeah, that concludes my breakdown and my review of Carl Weber's The Family Business, Season 4, Episode number 6, titled The Homecoming. Thank you so much for tuning in, you guys. We're 20K strong on the channel, and it's an honor and a pleasure to be here with you guys. I love entertaining you guys, and I just wanted to say thank you. Thank you so much for subbing to the channel, for liking the videos, watching the videos, sharing the videos. Oh my gosh, it's so many of you guys that share the videos. It's just I'm grateful. I really am. I don't know what to say. I'm speechless, to be honest with you. And if you like this video, go ahead and give it a thumbs up. You know I'd appreciate it. And if you're a fan of Carla Weber's The Family Business like I am, go ahead and sub to the channel, because I'll be doing video breakdowns just like this one all the time. Thank you once again, you guys, and I'll see you on the next one.